KUAM TV8, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
After nearly 5 days in the search of two killers, investigators catch a break in the case. I'm Julian Hernandez leading the team coverage on the Tai Tai shooting that claimed the life of a Dededo mom.
And does the Tumuning neighborhood feel a sense of relief now that the shooting suspects are in police custody? And Mitsuki Hirayama with what the community has to say.
After 6 years since Super Typhoon U2 devastated the Hopwood Middle School campus, demolition has begun. I'm Tomas Manglonia with a full story on Saipan coming up.
She was approached by two male individuals who then robbed her of her vehicle. During the course of the robbery, Sumitra was shot with the firearm and transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital, where she later succumbed to her
I heard about the robbery and the shooting that happened next door. Tragic.
It could happen anywhere and anytime.
Yeah.
See, the thing is that we just have to be aware and alert and careful of what we do, because it never shows when it's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen.
This is the view over the crime scene in Tumuning. An armed robbery turned deadly out front the Tai Tai Healthy Cuisine restaurant.
Authorities now say they've got their suspects. The tragedy claiming the life of a Dededo mother who just had Valentine's Day dinner before the gunmen opened fire and stole her car.
Hafide and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for starting your week here with us.
New details tonight as we come on the air into the deadly shooting at Tai Tai restaurant in Tumuning. The alleged shooter and a woman now under arrest. Domingo Mendiola arrested on suspicion of aggravated murder, conspiracy, aggravated assault, robbery, reckless conduct, use of a deadly weapon, discharge of a firearm, guilt by complicity, criminal facilitation, theft of a motor vehicle, and destroying evidence. Jenna Rose Manabusan is arrested on suspicion of guilt by complicity, conspiracy, and criminal facilitation.
Police say Manabusan is Mendiola's girlfriend who allegedly provided him with substantial aid in planning and facilitating the commission of his crimes. KUAM asked police about the second man wanted in connection to the armed robbery. GPD says more information will be released. The couple now wait to answer to the charges in Superior Court. Both are being held in the Department of Corrections. Prison records also note Mendiola's criminal past dates back to 2010. His latest case was also an armed robbery reported in 2016.
Guam police investigators today say several suspects were arrested overnight and are in custody.
Authorities catching a break in what is now Guam's second homicide of the year. Julian Hernandez leads off tonight's team coverage, the Tai Tai shooting.
Guam police detectives catch a break in the Tai Tai shooting homicide investigation Sunday night.
We have several individuals in our custody who are being questioned regarding this investigation, and that we anticipate sometime later on today an arrest will be made of several individuals in connection to the robbery and homicide.
Police Chief Stephen Ignacio speaking with Island Media during a press conference held Monday morning at the GPD headquarters in Tidzin.
At the scene of the robbery, there was a vehicle of interest that was located through information sharing amongst the law enforcement community. We identified the owner of this vehicle who was brought in for questioning.
Authorities now confirming the shooting victim was 53-year-old Sumitra Lairopi. The Dededo woman was shot in the chest Wednesday night out front the Thai Healthy Cuisine restaurant in Tumuning. The top brass says she was there with several others celebrating Valentine's Day.
As she exited along with another female individual, she was approached by two male individuals who then robbed her of her vehicle. During the course of the robbery, Sumitra was shot with the firearm.
Lairopi lost her fight Friday night while recovering from her surgery at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Her death since ramping up the investigation for authorities to track down the suspects. Several unnamed suspects were being questioned by detectives in Tizen Monday morning. By midday today, police are seen here in the Sinahanya neighborhood ready to raid a home as part of the homicide investigation. KUAM was in the neighborhood where multiple police cars gathered in the central village. Officers executing a search warrant at a home in connection to the homicide. Details of what was found or who may have been taken into custody was not made public as of late Monday afternoon. Meantime, police are reviewing video surveillance as part of the investigation. Lairopi leaves behind a husband and 3 children. Julian Hernandez, KUAM News.
Well, the Tumuning neighborhood where the violent armed robbery occurred is still coming to grips with the fatal shooting. Some
working in the area are relieved the suspects are in police custody, while others say more needs to be done. Mitsuki Uriyama has more on our team coverage, the Tai shooting.
A small sense of relief settling at Serenu Avenue Monday, where a violent armed robbery rocked the Tumuning neighborhood just a few days ago.
We're safe if they're captured already. Thank you. Thanks to the cops.
AC Sales and Services employee Nick Nixon works just a few steps away from the Thai Healthy Cuisine restaurant where a woman was shot and killed. Police capturing the suspects, but the restaurant still remains closed.
I just hope the owners are okay, because that's traumatic.
Customer and friend Anna again here to check up on the restaurant owner.
Actually, I got a message from a friend of mine, and he was asking, "Can you please tell me that it's not our friend that died that got shot at Thai restaurant." So I'm actually here to check because I didn't even hear the news.
She's just finding out today that her friend is safe. Police releasing the victim's name Monday, 53-year-old Sumitra Lairopi. Tumuning Mayor Luis Rivera gives her condolences.
I wasn't, very close to her, but, her friends, the owner of the restaurant and, things like that, I know all of them.
The deadly shooting happening in such a tight-knit community still has others who work nearby, like Daryl Navarro, afraid.
Especially working nearby, I walk here and it could have been me, it could have been anybody that is working around this area.
He's somewhat relieved with the alleged killers behind bars, but admits he doesn't feel any safer.
It gives you some peace of mind.
Do you feel any safer now?
No, I don't feel anything if it's safer or more scarier.
And why is that?
Because it's very common these days.
Dive Shop Sunny Divers owner Yu Tanabe agrees, adding there's frequent robberies in the area, especially at night.
I think we just need more streetlights in these little dark alleys that we have over here. Yeah, I know they've been working in Tumon for that, but yeah, maybe they should start coming out here too, also for the public, not only just for the tourists, but the safety for everybody.
Mayor Rivera tells us those streetlights are on the way.
I was there last night, looking around the areas. Where else can we put up more street lights, solar lights, whatever it is, hoping that the different businesses and community around the area will have surveillance cameras out for everybody to, to share in doing everything to keep our community safe.
But until then,
I guess we just all got to watch each other's backs over here and take care of each other.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Many of you shared your feedback on social media to the government of Guam's response to this senseless murder, the community posting frustration over GovGuam officials' actions following the shooting of that local woman.
Some writing they expected this outcome, even highlighting how the response in no way matched up to the efforts pushed out last month during the search for the suspects accused in a deadly shooting involving a tourist. Here's more on our continuing coverage of the Tai Tai shooting.
2 months into the new year, and Guam is hit with yet another deadly shooting. The first involved a Korean tourist in Tumon, while the latest tragedy involved a mother who called Guam home. While investigators work to bring justice in both homicide investigations, the community online sharing outrage and concern over how government officials responded to the latest killing. One user sounding off on social media following the victim's passing, asking, "So are they going to give out a reward for information leading to the arrest of the suspects?" Another writing, "Governor Liu going offer reward to find the people for this." Another commenting, "Hope to see this get as much attention as they did the Gun Beach shooting." With another responding, "Nope, tourists first. It's how the administration handles things." You may recall immediately following the tragedy in Tumon last month, the governor's office, Guam Police, Guam Visitors Bureau, and Park Police held a joint press conference pushing for the community to catch the men responsible. The administration even attending the late-night press conference when the suspects in the Tumon shooting were located. But in this latest shooting, 4 days went by before the police chief addressed the public. KUAM today asking why the investigation was handled differently.
So why wasn't there a big push to push out this type of search for the suspects and for the killer, as well as a reward in finding these individuals, just like we did for the Korean tourist robbery shooting?
So early on in this investigation, we had already developed information. So there was, we didn't want to jeopardize any of the ongoing investigation. That's why we held on to the information that we had and to see where it would lead us to. With respect to the reward money, the Guam Police Department in my 36 years has never offered a reward for any homicide or any case investigation. The decision to offer reward in the Korean tourist shooting was based solely by the Guam Visitors Bureau, have nothing to do with the Guam Police Department. We do not have any money that we offer for reward.
KUAM also asked Adelup officials the same question, but was told, quote, "The chief of police addressed this." Meantime, the governor has since met with the victim's family and issued in a statement in part, "As a community, we stand unified in condemning this horrific act and reaffirming our commitment to bring those responsible to justice."
And late today, GPD released a lengthy press release on the difference between the two robbery homicide incidents, reward offered versus not offered. For the full statement, visit KUAM.com.
The man charged in connection to the deadly armed robbery in Tumon that claimed the life of a tourist now waiting to have his day in court. Defendant Stephen Camacho has denied allegations filed against him in the Superior Court of Guam. He remains held in the Department of Corrections prison on a $1 million cash bail. Camacho is scheduled to appear back in court on April 11th.
As KUAM reported, Camacho and Kyoki Santos allegedly planned to rob tourists after the pair lost money gambling last month. Santos, who authorities believe was the shooter, died by suicide. Well, the man accused in the deadly stabbing of 24-year-old Kiefertson Aiken could go before a Superior Court grand jury soon. Defendants Samson Shapasi, Allison Joe, JROTC, Elson, Joe, and Cyrus Matthias appeared before Judge Vernon Perez today. It was said in-court plea negotiations are ongoing. Defendant
Matthias is the only one to reach a deal so far. The court still needs to review the agreement. For now, trial is set to begin on March 6th. As KUAM reported, the killing was caught on cell phone video outside of the Deredo Center in August of 2022. The defendants are scheduled to appear back in court on February 26th. Fighting for his innocence, a lifer convicted by a jury in the murder of former Humatic Mayor Daniel Sanchez, expected to have his retrial in the Superior Court next month. Rudy Kinata, who was granted his request by a high court to have his murder conviction overturned, appeared before Judge Vernon Perez today. It was said in court that plea negotiations are ongoing. Trial is scheduled to begin on March 20th.
As KUAM reported, Kinata's defense argued prosecutors did not have enough evidence and alleged the court abused its discretion when it failed to hold a hearing over apparent jury misconduct. Justice in the Supreme Court previously denied co-defendant Joyner Scott Skedd's argument that prosecutors lacked evidence to convict her of murder. Kanata is scheduled to appear back in court on March 11th. The head of the Federal Emergency Management Agency was on Guam this month and listened to a $6.4 billion request for help from GPA. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell and top regional officials were visiting to assess Typhoon Mawar recovery.
They met with local utility officials on what it would take to help protect Guam's infrastructure system from natural disasters and other major threats. GPA is looking to transition to underground power lines to speed up post-storm recovery and avert prolonged outages. GPA is seeking the funding over a multi-year period and says it remains optimistic as FEMA has expressed the importance of strengthening the island's critical infrastructure. Time for a quick break, but keep it here.
You're watching KUAM, your leader in local news.
Troy Polamalu Safety, a.k.a. the Quiet Storm. Troy's seen more out of the corners of his cold steel eyes than most mortal men have seen straight on. The last thing an offense would witness, a fury of flowing mane incoming at high speed.
Hey!
Cat-like quickness and supernatural instincts like Troy's only come once in a lifetime. And oh, how grateful we are that they came in ours. No one made the beloved burg of Pittsburgh feel quite as safe as this safety. The Hyundai Tucson with advanced safety and tech, because even safeties could use a little more safety themselves.
Welcome back to Primetime. Just how safe and sanitary is your child's school? That's a concern that's dominated the news over the past year.
And a bill meant to provide even greater transparency so parents will know drew strong bipartisan support during legislative session today. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The measure by Senator Jesse Lujan would require GDOE to post the latest school safety and sanitation inspection results on its website for easy access by the public.
This is not a burdensome task. It is a simple yet impactful solution that our government is more than capable of executing. By passing this legislation, we not only hold the Department of Education, GDOE, accountable, but also empower parents with the information they rightfully deserve.
GDOE has been under fire in recent years for the poor conditions, even leading to a lawsuit by the Attorney General against Public Health and GDOE for allegedly signing off on inspections that were never performed. Senator Joe San Augustine, a former school board member, supports the measure and amended it to require that schools post the inspection grades on site, similar to what restaurants are required to do.
Not everybody that drives up to school is online saying, is the school cleared or not? But I believe that if we stamp, basically put a sign saying, did you pass or you didn't? I know that more than likely in the cafeterias they're marked, but they're inspecting the whole campus. And I believe that needs to be posted out on the school when parents are driving up so that everybody knows what the status of the schools are.
The bill was moved to the third reading file for later voting. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
The ongoing efforts to rebuild Simon Sanchez High School have encountered yet another delay. The deadline for the request for proposal regarding professional construction management services, originally scheduled for today, February 19, has been rescheduled to February 27th.
This extension follows a previous delay from the initial February 5th deadline. Despite the changes, the RFP time and place remain unchanged. Meantime, a mandatory site visit will be held on February 21st at 9 in the morning at the Simon Sanchez property.
It's being described as a new book in the journey to rebuild one Saipan school that was devastated by a super typhoon 6 years ago.
Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotny reports on the start of demolition at Hopwood Middle School.
It's the start of a new beginning here at Hopwood Middle School for the villages of Chalampiao and San Antonio and all the kids that come to school here.
It's being described not as a new chapter, but an entirely new book for the middle school that was devastated by Super Typhoon Yutu in 2018. Over the weekend, the public school system marked a major step in building back better.
We're initiating the demolition of the old buildings, the condemned buildings that have been an eyesore for so many years. And what's going to happen next is we're going to use that foundation to put our modular classrooms on it, our temporary classrooms. And that's the first phase of what's to come here at Hopwood Middle School. Next will be the permanent structure, the permanent campus, the construction of that. So we're excited. Good things are happening.
This part of the project is expected to be completed within the year. It will create 20 new temporary classrooms which can be transferred to other locations, costing under $4 million and funded through the American Rescue Plan. The permanent structures will be funded by FEMA. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
The Guam Education Board is set for its monthly meeting tomorrow afternoon. Among the topics slated for discussion include GDOE's Head Start program report, as the deadline for federal compliance on March 5th is within 15 days.
Also on the agenda includes updates on school facilities and maintenance, as well as GDOE's fiscal year 2025 budget approval. Meantime, the GEB has fairly new leadership changes, as Dr. Mary Okada remains the chair of the GEB and Angel Saplan replaces Marie Gutierrez as vice chair. Units from Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps programs at public and private schools gathered information at Ukuru High for the first island-wide JROTC drill meet since 2011.
The event let these hardworking cadets showcase their skills, with active duty soldiers, sailors, and Marines served as judges, holding these young leaders to the same standards they follow as professional servicemen.
Inspection! Arm! Harry! Push!
We look for basically attention to detail, right? That's the most important thing. How about faces, how the movements are, the formation, and their structure.
They're dedicating hours every day to it. Some of them even bought their own weapons and they have them at home to practice, right? They're gung ho.
So what an opportunity to bring everybody together, to include our parents and guardians and all of our support staff that are coming out here, the active duty. So really, when we say an island community, it really is the island community coming together to put on this event. So what an opportunity for our island, and more importantly, our cadets.
It is a great opportunity for everybody in here just to make a difference.
The MS Siderdom is visiting the Marianas. After spending a day on Guam over the weekend with the cruise ship with 1,000 passengers and 700 crew on board, spent the day on Saipan today.
The Holland America Line cruise ship, which is 936 feet long, currently on its world tour. It's home to several restaurants, shopping centers, entertainment and bars, recreation rooms, and various services. Commonwealth Ports Authority Board Chair Joe Zuzu was part of the group of local leaders to welcome the ship and take a tour of it.
This visit of the cruise line is a big thing for us, because it brought in, I understand, a little bit less than 2,000 people. And so this is a big shot to our economy.
What a great assignment there.
I know, beautiful view. Well, Xufi says more ship visits are on the horizon and talks with the Department of Defense to improve the port are ongoing, including plans to develop a marine highway for a ferry system between the islands.
Now to a rescue reported over the weekend. The patient, a kitten, found trapped in a storm drain in Tamuning. Firefighters with the Guam Fire Department responding to the call just off Governor Carlos Camacho Road near Ocopelas Saturday. Community members took to social media as they worked together to rescue the little feline.
Tamuning Fire Station firefighters Roland Mendiola, Shane Blas, Colby Corpus, and Fire Captain Kevin Nicholas all responded to the call. One community member even posted online giving a shout to the first responders who saved the fur baby, adding they would foster the kitten back to good health before getting it ready to be adopted. Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured at Onward Telefocal Golf Course.
This view plus much more music streaming on Isla Digital Radio.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Guam's participation in the World Aquatics Championships wrapped up on day 7 of the international meet, and in record-breaking fashion as our 4-person relay team swam the mixed 4x100-meter freestyle, shattering Guam's previous national record by nearly 2.5 seconds. Now, using the same order as they did in the 4x100-meter medley event, Israel Poppy, Jimi Hendrix, Amaya Bollinger, and Mia Lee competed in a heat featuring some of the world's most storied swim programs, including the US, who finished bronze, and Italy, who finished 6th. So congratulations to our team, led by Coach Don St. Augustine, for representing 671. Enjoy a well-deserved break, get something good to eat, and have a safe journey home after doing your island proud in Doha.
Mickey D's McCrispy, formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
The Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce is having a fashion show. It happens on the 24th, 6:30 p.m. over at the Guam Women's Business Center. There's a cocktail hour, vendors, silent auction, and much more. The Muslim community on Guam is inviting you to a workshop where you can learn about the practice and beliefs of Islam. It's on the February 24th, as well as on the 25th from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Gentle Care Dental Building. Make sure to be in attendance. Wonderful work there. And the Department of Labor up in Saipan is offering a free safety culture training on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota to make sure your workplace meets OSHA requirements. That is what's happening on News Bites.
It's birthday wish this time.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Happy birthday, Caleb John Sablon. It is your birthday today on the 19th of February, and here is your shout-out. May this special day fill you with God's blessings, with love, and with joy. Happy 12th birthday, handsome, with lots of hugs and kisses from your family. And happy birthday to Janice Shimizu, and to my wife, Janice, I love you so much. Please enjoy your special day. Thank you for all you do. Love, Mike and the family. Hey, Mike, great shout out there, man. Happy birthday, Janice. And a belated birthday wish going out to Irene Pruek. Biba cumpleaños, sister friend. May all your wishes and prayers be with you. Wishing you all the best from your friends and family who love and care for you. And they say, most importantly, God bless you. So, Caleb John, Janice, and Irene, happy birthday to you all.
Well, that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Have a great evening and stay beautiful.
Buenas, I'm Jonagan Charfris, and this is Veterans Support After Service. This special was something I wanted to do with my dad and my husband, both veterans. I have listened to many of their concerns, frustrations, and questions when it comes to navigating through the VA system. In this show, you will learn about key organizations, resources, and programs designed to make a difference in the lives of our veterans. Because support doesn't end with service, it continues into the next chapter. Take, for example, Ihanatnao Imagahit Zani Inina, also known as HMI Guam, a nonprofit launched by a group of veterans focused on reaching out to veterans one at a time and help them avail of benefits and resources through federal grants and education. Here's more. Ihanatnao Imagahit Zani Inina is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting veterans with claims and benefits. Founded in 2019, the HMI strives to be a vital resource when it comes to services that are available for the island's veterans. President Anthony Tyron.
I'm one of the original founders. Like 3 years ago, I had myself, Bill Salisbury, Matthew Charfris, and we had a Fortune 500 banker by the name of Brian Hahn try to organize the three veterans and say, hey, this is how you put a nonprofit together. And what we're going to do is try to get together and help our veterans out here on the island.
The group plays an active role in the veteran community, making themselves accessible to vets and their families, holding claims boot camps in the villages, in which they educate participants about how they can navigate through the tedious claims and benefits process.
You need three things for service connection, and that's you need an in-service event, you need a current diagnosis, and you need a medical nexus. So essentially it's if something happened to you in service, and then you're going to need a doctor to diagnose you with a condition, and then thirdly, you're going to need to tie the two of those things together, and that gives you your service connection. So if something happened to you in service, and there's a diagnosis today, the nexus ties what happened in service and your current diagnosis, and that's how you get the service connection.
Armed with important knowledge, HMI also had other organizations come along to these village boot camps.
They introduced the things they were doing, and we talked a lot about what we were doing.
At the boot camps, a lot of vital info is disseminated, and Karina Balesta, Vice President of HMI, always tells participants she is a product of the organization.
They helped me learn what it was like to go through the process, because myself included, I filed when I was in the States, but when the giant decision packet came through, I just threw it to the side because I was like, I don't know what this means. Okay, fine, I got a rating, I guess I'm done, that's it. But I didn't know there was more. I didn't know you could keep going. I actually really never even read the whole letter, page by page, I really didn't. And that's what we're running into, is veterans don't know, and it's hard to navigate that whole letter because it's overwhelming.
And packets can range from 40 to even 60 pages because no veteran is the same.
We all have different conditions. We all were in different branches of service. And so when you talk about veterans, we cannot put all the veterans in one hole, right? Like, you can't put them in a box. You can't put them in, you just can't, because there were so many different branches as well, and you can't forget the Guard and Reserve as well.
HMI is the only group on Guam that provides such a service to veterans here, but they also assist veterans on Yap, Chuuk, the U.S., and even Japan, keeping to their mission of empowering veterans and their families through education and advocacy.
All our veterans coming together and actually picking each one up, right? Because, when you look out there, there are veterans having hard times, so we can't give a hard time to a group that's doing this this kind of service, and there's other groups that are doing different services, right? There's more than enough veterans and more than enough work out there that we shouldn't be, stepping on each other's toes, right? And more importantly, our goal should be to take care of our veterans, right? So the numbers continue to grow.
If there's anything that HMI would want to get out to the veterans watching?
If you're a veteran, you have to get out and get counted, right? And when you're getting counted, we talk about registering down at ASIN, because ASIN is designed to hold the registry. And if you're signed up down there, that's just one point of reference that they can use. The other one is go up to the CBOC and register. That's the community-based outpatient clinic. Dr. McDermott, Mara, and a lot of the Dr. Boone Payne is my primary care up there. These folks are very useful for us and helpful, right? And we got to get our veterans to go there, right? These are the types of things that they have to do in order for them to receive their benefits, because the VA is not going to come knocking on their door. They're going to have to take action, and they're the ones that are going to have to do it.
Bottom line?
Get active, educate yourself, find these resources.
And it's worth noting that on Friday, February 2nd, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio signed a proclamation declaring 2024 the Year of the Veteran. Coming up, we find out about another nonprofit, Got Your 671. Keep it here.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back. Got Your 671 was incorporated in December 2019 by a pair of veterans. The nonprofit has been instrumental in assisting veterans and their families transition from military life to civilian life by providing resources, camaraderie, and knowledge. Their framework has proven to be so successful, other groups have taken notice.
My name is John Concepcion. I'm the president and co-founder of Got Your 671.
Hi, my name is Roy Gamboa. I am the vice president for Got Your 671. We're a veterans nonprofit group here on Guam.
Wow, so I was having some problems trying to navigate through the VA system and the healthcare and just looking for resources. So I just had to ask other veterans, and then me and Roy, we're just comparing each other's notes and trying to figure out, how we could maneuver around the whole system. And he had some tips, and I gave him some tips. And then we were like, man, what if we can just do this for all the veterans that are having a difficult time?
We had a lot of things in common. He was in a bad place where his experiences with his deployments were getting the best of him at sometimes, and then I too was also going through a pretty tough time. What you name it, nightmares, horrible thoughts, things like that. And then in conversations, we realized we had a passion to try to help others. John started to receive some phone calls from his buddies in the National Guard. And from there, we helped each other out by just sitting with these guys, talking. And long story short, we got a bunch of other veterans that were of the like mind and decided to form our nonprofit organization. We realized a lot of veterans were being given information from multiple sources and not necessarily things that were helping. And although we weren't experts, and we're still not experts by any means, we realized a lot of our experiences and being able to talk about it helped.
The realm of it was just crazy because, it was from suicide to disability ratings to family problems, just, going to jail, getting incarcerated. All those things were just out there, and we didn't really know. There wasn't really any help on the left side. There's always something for the veteran on the right side, like if you mess up or, you already got in trouble, just whatever the case, there's a program there, but there wasn't really a program for before you messed up. So we're trying to stay on the left side. When we first started to write the articles and the bylaws, it was kind of difficult to pinpoint what exactly we're going to be doing because every veteran and their family is different. So it was difficult. We just, whenever we see a veteran or a veteran comes up to us, we just take it, at that moment and figure out whether you send them to different resources or, we assist on our own. But yeah, it's a difficult question, and it was very difficult for us to establish that. Like I said, it's case by case, and no veteran's case is ever the same, so it's unique. So we just tackle it, one day at a time.
If we don't have an answer, we try to at least be a resource for veterans and then point them in the right direction. We're not an organization that tends to dwell in the past. We like to focus on the here and the now and where we can go.
Coming up, I speak to a veteran whose involvement with the nonprofit has helped him for the better. Keep it here.
For the first time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment. It's Miller time.
Great taste, less filling.
Cold as the Rockies. Coors commercial. Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
Oh, yeah. Hot honey pizza and wings from
Pizza Wahat. Pizza Wahat.
Pizza Wahat.
Hot honey pizza and wings. It's the first new flavor to make you say, pizza what?
Welcome back. What makes Got Your 671 so special is that not only does the nonprofit help veterans and their families, its team is comprised of veterans as well. Veterans who have and continue to be nourished by the programs that Got Your 671 offers. Meet Donovan Don Don Santos. He serves as the organization's Sergeant at Arms.
I was in the Guard since 2007, got out in 2015, deployed twice to Afghanistan within 2009 and 2014.
How did he get involved with GY 671?
John was actually my squad leader in the Guard, so he took care of me. So, you know, he kind of reached out to me when getting out of the military and all the other struggles I had to deal with. He kept in touch and he always reached out. So, you know, he decided to ask me, hey, you want to come help other veterans? And I said, yeah.
In playing an active part in the organization, it has impacted Santos in a positive way.
It's a blessing, you know, I mean, because if you really think about it, Guam is our ethnicity and our background is family, right? Family oriented. So, you know, during the military, that just makes it 10 times stronger, your bond towards life and people in general. So the way we help people, it motivates us and it makes us been since getting out of the military and deal with our struggles. But as far as I know, I myself still struggle with my setback and my so-called demons, and you know, I still find it kind of hard, but at the same time I still have this team and John to help me get through and to help other veterans.
One of the things Santos takes part in is the Battle Buddy Talks, where veterans gather and meet in a circle and share, talking about anything and everything.
The way I see it is a lot of us struggle with a lot of things, and we tend to isolate and box everything up because that's what we do. But as far as I know, when I cry and I tell my story, it's a sense of relief, and you know, I can go out at least, you know, a couple months or a couple days just to feel regenerated. What I speak and hear other veterans what they're dealing with.
At the end of the day, Santos believes that one thing that needs to improve is the stigma.
The stigma that, you know, you can't talk about it. You can't. Your feelings are not valid. And you know, just having knowledge about things, such like, okay, so he's not doing this thing today because the way he's feeling. You know, oh no, he's just being lazy. It's not. It's just mental health in itself. It can really bring down a person. So in order to understand that, we have to pay attention and we have to study it to understand why this person is being this way and how we can combat to get them back to where they need to be.
For any veteran who may be watching this, Santos has this message for them.
You're never alone, and it's a phone call or a text message, and just seeing our familiar faces on the social media or out and about, and you know, most of us know each other and we all struggle and we're all one community, so we should take care of each other.
With Got Your 671, several activities and programs are offered for not just the veterans, but their families as well. all with one goal in mind, to strengthen each and every one of them, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
With Battle Buddy Talks that takes place every Wednesday evening, it serves as a safe space for veterans, families, and their supporters.
Every week there is a discussion, some of it a little lighthearted, some of it can be very challenging, where we talk about times and places that were very difficult for us. And then we start to incorporate and introduce, tools or methods or behavioral, cognitive behavioral therapy, or introducing them into one of our other programs that's going on. So we have a project called Team Tassi, where, hey, they're still physically fit and they can still go out. Sometimes just getting in the water, reconnecting with nature is a great thing. And so we have different veterans that volunteer to go down to Matapec Beach. They do stand-up paddling, they do the six-man proa, they go on paddles and things like that. And sometimes just water therapy, just wading in the water, sometimes just talking to each other, just makes them feel connected and reconnected, where these veterans have oftentimes put up barriers and walls. It can be very challenging to take that first step, but even just participating in one of our functions can have veterans realizing that, this is something they absolutely need.
Then there's Team Tassi.
Team Tassi is, it's been in effect, but we're working on an outrigger canoe right now that was donated. A lot of problems with it, but it's bringing veterans together, another therapy, another spot to just relax. So just trying to catch these different veterans, and striking their interest, because it's hard. Different bait for different fish, right? So we just try to make sure that we do something. Like, if you don't want to do this, and hey guys, what do you want to do? So yeah, that's just how we've been rolling for the past 3 years. Really, is just.
There's even GPS Fitness, spearheaded by veteran Greg Shocker and his wife Paulicia, offering a wide range of fitness activities, from everything to exercise, running, and jiu-jitsu.
Get out of your comfort zone. Know that there is, your battle buddy right next to you that will be with you and support you. We're here. We're here for you, and the spouses and the kids as well, because the kids they go through a lot too, and it's unrecognized, and we need to do something about it. If we just complain about there's no resources, and then how are we gonna win there? Let's just create the resources. Simple as that.
Coming up, have you registered for the PACT Act yet? More when Veteran Support After Service returns.
Brian Dawkins, Safety, aka Weapon X. Brian laughs at audibles, laughs. For there is nothing he does not anticipate. He is never caught off guard, because his guard is always up. His skills of perception are honed like talons. Brian sees all. He knows all. Dominates all. His defensive prowess is feared the world over. The all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5 with advanced safety and tech. Because even safeties could use a little more safety themselves. Search for your Hyundai Ioniq 5 today.
Recently, Recently, PACT Act enrollment and health services were made available for island veterans at an event held at the Agana Shopping Center. This is the third time that such an event was held on Guam. It's all about informing veterans about the 2022 Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics Act, which helps provide generations of veterans and their survivors with the care and benefits they earned and deserved.
The VA Pacific Islands healthcare system and key stakeholders held a PACT Act registration and community call at the Agana Shopping Center. Over 350 veterans came out to register for the PACT Act and also avail of healthcare services such as blood pressure checks, diabetic foot checks, and vaccinations. Amy Rolfs is the public affairs officer.
What I like to tell our veterans, and I say this from my family members to every veteran that I meet, it is never too late to get the health care that you have earned. This is not charity. It is it is a privilege and services that they earn. And so I encourage them, it's never too late to register. So if they got out a long time ago, they can register still. And I say to our new veterans who are just getting ready to come out of the military, they can start the process a year out before they get out of the military. It doesn't matter if you're retired or you're just getting out of the military. As long as you get out honorably, you have services through the VA.
And this goes for both men and women veterans.
Especially our women veterans. That is our underutilized. It's our fastest growing population. And we have services just for women. And if you're not registered, you're really not going to know what services are out there. So I highly encourage, be involved in getting your health care, even if you're young. I know most veterans say, oh, I'm young, I don't need. Better to be registered before you do need it. Sometimes they feel like, oh, I don't need it because I have TRICARE. But you can have both, is what I tell veterans. You can have both your retirement health care to VA health care. Your VA health care also enables you to see if you are eligible for disability ratings. So, and it keeps you in the system. If you don't use it, at least there's going to be a record of the veteran, because all Guam has so many veterans, but a lot of them are not registered. So our Guam veterans, I ask you, please get your VA health care, your VA benefits that you have earned. It's never too late. It's never too soon. When you're out, before you get out of the military, please come and see the VA. Start your process. So as soon as you declare that you're getting retired, then is the time to start processing, getting the paperwork in. It's a lot. It's a long system, and we have a lot of people that are looking forward to helping our veterans navigate our VA system. And so 1-800-214-1306.
Over 100 veterans met with Benny Travel with the VA. Raynel Almagro is a supervisor transportation specialist and was one of the representatives who educated the vets on their benefits when it comes to medical travel.
Especially in Guam, that requires travel to their appointments to Honolulu or further to the mainland for treatment. And we all know that it can be costly for our veterans to travel, and the VA provide those benefits to them as long as they qualify for their travel.
He said when speaking with many of the veterans over the course of the 2 days, many were unaware of the benefits when it comes to medical travel.
A lot of them were surprised that they are entitled for everyday reimbursement for their, even from home to the CBOC, that it can be reimbursed for their mileage. And also services like if they went to Hawaii, and they have such a OverHealth, that new program for the VA that provides that you can take that OverHealth ride to the appointment back and forth without no cost for the veterans.
And all Guam veterans have to do?
Talk to their PCP at the CBOC in Guam and discuss about how they can obtain or get authorization for travel. And the provider will write them an authorization. And here in Guam, we do have staff to process their travel.
If you have yet to register for the PACT Act, remember the PACT Act extends eligibility for VA health care and benefits for veterans with toxic exposures. Veterans of the Vietnam, Gulf War, and post-9/11 era who were exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. Now, to learn more about the PACT Act, or if you have any questions, you can visit va.gov/PACT or call 1-800-MY-VA-411. Well, I hope you found this special informative. If you want to find out more about HMI and the schedule of their boot camps, they have pages on Facebook and on Instagram. If you want to learn more about Got Your 671 and their programs and services, you can reach out to them via Instagram at Got Your 671. And for more on the PACT Act, visit va.gov/PACT or call 1-800-MY-VA-411. I'm Jonah Goncharfris. Thanks so much for watching.